Hi guys, how are you all doing? Thank you so much for all the patience, and just so much gratitude from my family and to you guys. Just so glad to have Dad home, finally doing some physical therapy, really kind of focusing on his health. He's so much better, his morale's high, and with so much love and support from the family, from the church, and from you guys who've continually just stay here and support. Just so grateful for everything. It's been very difficult for the last several months to really step away from crypto, to really step away from the family that we've built here. It's been difficult, and it wasn't an easy decision, but there's obviously more important things and priorities that I had to focus on. I really had to kind of get into the real estate, really step into it to kind of focus on deals that would ultimately get me paid to help support the family. And again, grateful for all of you who stayed here, who supported, who continue to pledge. It does go to a good cause. However, the last couple of weeks, me and Tom have been talking. We've been talking about a succession plan in terms of if my dad goes through this again, which he will soon. What is the next steps? Can he be a substitute teacher, and on those sorts of things? Because I don't want to leave this group high and dry. Again, if I wanted to run fast, I go by myself. If I want to go far, I need to go with the team. So I'm in that process of helping, training, and building that team. So all in all, really good stuff. My dad this week is going to go to UCLA. They're going to double check everything to see if it could be put on the transplant list. So that's another thing that me and my family are really fingers crossed, hoping for. Ultimately my dad gets a new kidney and we don't have to go through these cycles, these crazy cycles every year. But ultimately, thank you guys so much. But where are we at crypto? I've been looking at a couple micropsychologies, reading a couple other TAs. I know I can't pull up the Litecoin chart right now. I'll definitely show it to you. Let me see if I can actually pull it up. Let me see here. That's Bitcoin 2018. Did it save? Did it save? It did save. Awesome. All right. So, oh, never mind. It pulled up a new chart. Okay, well, and ultimately I'll share that on the Telegram group. But on Litecoin, there's a huge bullish divergence. And actually, let me see. I'll do it right here because I had a whole TA on that thing. Huge bullish divergence, specifically on the daily chart. Right here, when we're looking, price has been a huge decline right here. Let's just specifically go from this point, which is May. But if you're looking from this position onwards, MACD and everything has just slowly been increasing. So this is good news. And what you want to look for is this is kind of forming that bowl, right? This is not something we haven't seen. We're not blinded by it. We've anticipated this. We've seen it in our 2014, 2018 analysis charts months ago. We knew that we're going to come into this kind of lull, but we're going to start seeing some general growth. I mean, where we're at now is basically where we were right before the all-time high runs, which means that we have consolidated higher. Yay! Last year, 2017, January, $8. Where are we now? Almost end of 2018, $60, $55, still not a bad thing, right? I mean, from ultimately, if you want me to be real, it started $3 at 2017, all right? Let's just call it $8, okay? You're at 58 now, or 57 now, okay, 57 divided by 8. You're at a 7x, dude. You're 700% higher, and we're stabilizing 700% higher than where we were 2017. So that means, ultimately, progress. So that's a good news. Now let's double back onwards to the Bitcoin chart. So ultimately here, bullish divergence. We should hopefully see some sort of positive price appreciation very soon. Okay, Bitcoin. A little bit harder to see here. I was looking for the divergences, looking for a couple of different indicators to show us that, look, can we go up? A little bit difficult to see. The reason why is we're kind of in this channel, right? Like, we're obviously in this downward channel, but obviously, as I've been saying, these rises will continue to stabilize shorter. And we're seeing that now very clearly. Where are we next? Well, the ultimate thing is we've kind of hit this current stability line right about here, around the 6,300. Ultimately, 6,100 is the best kind of line to purchase. Almost every single time it breaks below 6,100 has predominantly been some sort of wick. Maybe the one time was right here with the strong candle here down to a 5.7, but kind of ultimately before then not so much. So 6100 has always been a consistent current stability line, right? Let me rephrase that. This just says 63. Ignore that. 63 has been the current trading line for, like, let's call it the last month or two, right? What we need to see now is, and what we need to anticipate is, if we need to break above the 6-7 number and close above this resistance line, in order for that to be a higher low. The reason why is right now we're looking at the daily chart. The daily chart right now is smack dab in the middle. We're kind of like leveled off, right? MACD's leveled off. Stoich's coming down. So the Stoic comes back, swings up. What we're looking for is, if can the MACD break north, and will the RSI travel north? That's what we're going to see. Alright, so we're going to need to see the price travel from 6.5 to break 6.7 and come up into the 6.8 range. That's the critical thing, and close. So we need to close there, and we need to stay there for at least about a week in order for us to set a higher high. A higher low, let me rephrase. The current support range is obviously within this number. Any type of buy positions within here, you're making money. Buy here, making money. Buy here, making money. That's been a long-going trend that we've all kind of known, right? Now let's break it down to the 6-hour. 6-hour chart, RSI, pretty low. Stoic, pretty low. MACD, zero line. We need to see if we're going to have some sort of breakout like this. Very, very similar to this. Alright, are we going to have a breakout? The issue here is that we had a double top resistance, which kind of broke us down to 6.4 range, the current range that we're in now. Same thing with 4-hour. We're kind of challenging it up. So what we're ultimately seeing is, can we break north? A couple indicators that kind of show us that we might potentially fail, and this is, as much as this is a TA, what I'm going to draw is, I'm going to draw up this nice little blue, let's call it, let's do a different color, let's call it a red line, okay? This is the alternative plan, right? If the Stoic comes up, right, let's see here, so we're roughly right about here, so the Stoic can continue to come up, so let's just say the Stoic comes, kind of gets really close and swings back down and then breaks beneath. That is something that we could 100% expect. Let me make that a harder line. Boom and boom. So that is kind of what we can anticipate in the event that the current market rejects it and we cannot break above. And the indicator that we need to look out for is ultimately this. We need to see the RSI hit the top, see how far this top will max out, see how far the Stoic will, if it maxes out, and how far the MACD will go. Once we see these three things kind of max ultimately here, and we're not seeing any type of like stability above, we could easily sell close positions or whatnot. That's kind of what I would be in this position if I'm going to be trading this. Right now I'm not playing with any money right now. Everything's kind of on the long-term hold. I am planning on probably dropping another 5,000 into the market to do a couple small-term trades. But right now, as of now, this is going to be a paper trade, but it's going to be a very highly educational trade. So giving you guys all the heads up first. But yes, ultimately, this is a game plan that we need. If we could break above 6.7 and close above that position, we will start a higher low. If this topples out on the 4-hour chart, let's look at the 3-hour. It hasn't toppled out yet. We can see a reversal, but the Stoic's kind of aggressive. 6 hours, we need to again see that reversal. So if we could see this topple out at the top, obviously on the daily we still have some time to go. And if we could see that break above, we can break above 6.7, and that's what we need to see. And if there's a failure to break 6.7, let's say we flirt with this number a little bit, again, anticipate the initial drop to come down to 6.3, the secondary drop maybe could stabilize around 6.1, if not slightly lower, because I know a lot of people are anticipating lower. So we need to kind of keep an eye out for that, because again, what you ultimately want to see is, for example, there's a pop here, there's a drop, there's another drop here, rise, and a big pop here. So where's our next big pop, right? Because there are clear market patterns within this frame that kind of matches within this frame. So obviously this is this huge immediate rise, and then so if we're gonna have a huge immediate rise here, we need to see this break above the 6.7 line to make a higher low. If we can't do that, then we're gonna obviously stay within this the 6.1 limbo zone and kind of continue to build that middle side of the cup. But not a bad thing. Again, 6.1, anything below that, a decent time for you guys to kind of maybe set certain long-term positions. But ultimately, I do see a bull run coming up very, very soon. Hopefully Q1 of 2019. It's been our goal. We've been talking about it for quite some time, but I know that we're going to get there. So let me know of your thoughts, guys. Thanks.